Hey, welcome everyone. I don't know. I don't know why I stream these, but I do. If you're watching, thank you very much for watching. We are basically just going through our entire pile of hits from the stream earlier this week. We just opened up about a half, well, maybe a little bit more than a half of a Dominaria United set booster box. Here we can see the rest of these that we will probably open up on Tuesday. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit us up. We do stream on Tuesdays at 8 Pacific time, 8 p.m. I should say Pacific time every Tuesday night. You can also purchase cards from me if you do, and we will open them up on camera, kind of enjoy them together, and then I will get those shipped out to you usually the next day. So, like I said, not a ton going on, just hanging out, scanning a bunch of these cards. I have a looks like it finished. I have a script that I run that calculates rolling 7-day average prices, and that just updated. So I need to clear my current queue. All right, queue is cleared, and we can start. We can start scanning. So I guess let's go ahead and do that. I wish that I could stream somehow my that's worth nothing, but it is a rare, so we'll separate it. I wish there's a way that I could stream my thing. Hi, wife. We have a Great Dane, and he is very excited that mom is home. Back out. Hey, back out. All right, join forces. Anyway, I was going to say, I wish that there was a way that I could show you guys, like, the card cam, but I don't think that I can capture it in OBS as well as capture it through my Python application. So, you know what? We'll give it a shot right now. We'll see. I want to add. Oh. I wonder if I could display capture. Let's give it a shot. Card cam. And. Oh, no, not display capture. I'm sorry. What I want is. Just delete that. You guys know my secrets. You saw my source code. Whatever will I do? Actually, the part you saw is very uninteresting, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to remove that. I want a window capture is what I really want. Window capture. Here we go. And that is the one that we want. Nice. Okay. You get, oops, not that. You stay there. Where can we put it? Yeah, we'll put it right down here because not a whole lot goes on over there. All right. So you can't actually see the setup, but what you should be able to see is the cards that I'm reading as they go through. So it'll give you a little bit of a closer look. Where did we leave off here? Join forces. Okay. Joint exploration coming up next. Yeah, there we go. And then that should be popping up soon. Cool. All right, let's see if we can make that a little bigger, actually. So you guys can... Maybe we'll even have it take up, like... Well, I kind of wanted to... Across the top here, my plan is to... I haven't done it yet. These are the hits from the stream that we know. These ones actually from the stream didn't end up really being worth much. They're just cards from the list. I think they were about $1. I got to figure out how to scan those, so I'm just going to set list cards off to the side. And then these would be, so we'll do uncommon, common bulk, and then like rare bulk, and then it'll be $2, $4, $8, $12, and then $16 plus or something like that. I think that's how I had them broken down last time. All right, I'm trying to think of a way to do this so I don't have to reach over this huge tall pile. We can split the pile in half. So here's our two halves. Our two halves. All right, I know we want to get to the good stuff. So these are the ones that we know are good hits. The rest of these are kind of meh, I think. But I need to scan them so that I know what cards I have. I really want to start doing like an actual tracking of my entire collection. So that's a rare, a bulk rare. So yeah, it's just going to be a lot of hours sitting here scanning random cards. If we see one that's interesting, you know, definitely we'll be checking it out, looking it up. But really, for the most part, Phyrexian Rager. Interesting. It'll be cool to see how many kind of new Phyrexian type decks come out. That one's a swamp. And it is a foil. Let's go ahead and mark that one as a foil. And I know I probably waste way more penny sleeves than I need to, but we're going to go ahead and get that one sleeved up as well. And it did not meet the $4 mark. All right. Moving along. Keldon Strike Team. Nada, as we could have imagined. Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, most of these, I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of like what I need to do after this. Well, no. I mean, I want to scan them. I really do. Then I really just have an idea of everything that's in the collection, guys. It's kind of time consuming, but what am I seeing here? Like just a few seconds. Actually, we're going to change that a little bit. Forgot I can change the delay. Usually on the stream, I want the... Wow, someone is beating around outside my window here. Give me a second. All right. We're back. Barely. Oh, I was just going to say I have a little bit of a delay built in because we'll change that to a 1 second delay so you guys can see everything that's going on. And then maybe what I do, let's try this. We won't clear. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. All right. Real-time code editing. Fun stuff. Not that you guys care. Not that anyone's even watching, but I'm torn. I think I will. I'll scan them. I don't know. I'm torn on scanning in lands. That seems like a little bit of overkill. I won't. I'm not going to scan in lands. That's too much. I should say just basic lands. I won't scan in basic lands. Okay. So I think the way that I have this set up now, yeah, is just the most recent card is just going to stay. It's just going to stay up on the screen. So I'm kind of having hopes that these rare lands will end up kind of coming back on us. They drifted down. But yeah, I guess we'll really just have to see. Here's a Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Which is worth nothing, but it was a foil. So let me go ahead and mark that as a foil. Got to remember to do that. When we did this the first week when I had my new thing set up, it's like everything was a foil, so I was marking everything as a foil. But now we can go a little bit quicker because I knew that as we got into sets and stuff like that, it would definitely be foils would be the exception and not the rule. So yeah, we can see we're moving through these pretty quickly now. Maybe after I get some more cards and stuff set in and I have time to actually look at what I have in my collection. So my application right now basically adds all these cards to a queue, And then what I can do is I can choose to either just straight up delete that queue like during the stream. Sometimes I open up cards that aren't mine that I'm not going to keep. I'm not going to add to my personal collection. So, but we still want to know, like, you know, card hits, totals, all that kind of stuff. And so what I'll do is I clear that queue out and just straight up delete it. The other action that I have is I take the queue and I actually add it to my collection. So that's kind of why I do this scanning after the fact of everything, so that I can, and that one needs to be a foil, so that I can go through and when we're done with this, I'll scan those into the database table that I have that stores the list of cards that are in my collection. And then what I haven't done yet is just put a little bit of like reporting or built some reports on that or some queries where I can go through and, you know, maybe basically just look at the entire collection value. I can look and see what cards I have a full playset of, what cards I don't. And then when I get to that point, I'll go through and I have plans of figuring out what I have playsets of, and if I have more than a playset, unless it's like a really good card or a really well, you know, liked card, then probably what I'll do is I'll just anything that I have more than 4 copies of, I'll just go ahead and see if I can sell those or donate them or give them away. Maybe I'll give them away on the channel. Maybe after we're done opening a set hardcore, we'll go through and kind of do a giveaway right before the release of whatever. Oh, dang it. That's a land. Well, whatever. We'll just do the lands, I guess. I had this one set off to the side, but I guess it doesn't matter. I can filter and sort those out, and I can even delete them later if I want. Anyway, so that's kind of the idea here, would be just to kind of manage my collection a little bit better. Know what I have. Of course, I'll still have to go through after the fact and hopefully I'm not checking these too close, so we can just kind of get through them. But I'll definitely go through after the fact and figure out how I want to actually organize the physical cards. I think I'm just going to get, I mean, right now, I'm just using bundle boxes and Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes to kind of separate them out by set. Some of them I have taken the time to go through and actually, we'll stick that in the land pile. Some of them I've taken the time to actually go through. We'll see where these ones come through at 181. So it doesn't make the hit. We'll stick that in the normal land pile. And organize by like color, which is kind of nice when you're looking for stuff. But that one needs to be a foil. Anyway, that is a lot of work. It's not bad to do though, especially if you're kind of just, oh, this is a list card. Do I want to keep the list cards separate? I feel like maybe yes. Yeah, we'll keep. I need to start just collecting lists, the list as its own kind of entity. All right. Anyway, it's not too. It doesn't take a lot of brain cycles, I guess we'll say. That is a foil. So sometimes I like to just organize them, sort them when I'm watching a show or something. Recently, I've started watching a show called Alone. Started like with season 8 on Netflix, and now I'm over on Hulu watching like season 1. So it's pretty good. It's just your typical survival, drop people off into the wilderness and see how well they can do, type of a deal. But you know, I don't know. It's entertaining, but I like those kind of shows sometimes because you don't have to do a lot of thinking. You kind of just can watch, and if you miss something, it's not really that big of a deal. So it's nice. It's nice to relax that way sometimes. Aran, Benalia's ruin. Oh, could not get card data. All right, let me try again. I was gonna get it that time. There we go. 292. Gonna mark it as a foil, slap it in there. I don't know why I'm looking at some of these. I'll have to go back and look and see like how, well, not this time because I spent some time editing stuff, but now that I kind of have maybe somewhat of a decent process down, I'll have to go through and see like how many cards can I do a minute. Like, can I get 30? Is it only 20 cards a minute? You know, then if you're really moving, it doesn't seem like it's kind of repetitive to sit here and do this, but at the same time, it's not like taking forever. Like, what are we going to be here for? Maybe 10 minutes if, if I just keep going at this pace. Like, realistically, by the time the program catches up and everything's ready to go, I basically almost have, like, I'm not the or I'm me being able to put the cards on the thing fast enough, honestly, is the bottleneck. Now I can see that the program with a 1 second delay is getting done faster than I can pick up the next card and slap it on there. So basic land. Oh, this is a foil. Nice little foil here. And we will mark that one as a foil. Sweet. So yeah, I mean we're really scooting, guys. I'm sure that it's not as fancy as some of the phone scanner apps, but realistically, sitting here, especially wanting to be able to interact with you guys, I feel like this is kind of cool. The other part of it is I can kind of do what I want with it. So, I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not to open source this, stick it up on GitHub or something like that. Yeah, I'll stick this in the land file. So we'll see. I don't. What I don't want is for people to, or I just don't want it to start becoming a really, really big time sink. Like if people have problems or, oh, that one needs to go up here, or things like that. Like for me, when I'm doing it, it's not a big deal. Like if something breaks or whatever, I can kind of just go through and do what needs to be done to fix it, or not fix it, it's like my product. But as soon as you stick it out there, there's just, I don't know. I want to put something out that's good, and what I don't want to do is get in a situation where I feel obligated to constantly look at like bugs and walking people through how to set it all up and all of that other kind of stuff. It's not polished. It really isn't. Like the code works. Obviously, you guys are seeing it, but it's almost like set up in such a way right now that you'd have to be a developer if you wanted to use it. And if you were a developer, then that's a foil. Then you could just write all of this code yourself. I'm not really doing anything like proprietary or super crazy. In fact, I think I'm going to reincorporate it for cards that are from the list or the older retro card where we can't get like the set and the card number and the card name. To where it actually does pull images down from the internet and does an actual image analysis and compares. That was how I was matching before, and that's why it was taking several seconds, because the computer had to go through, find all of the images that there ever were for a card that had the name that it pulled, and then go through and basically do a point-to-point analysis versus the card that I'm taking a snapshot of on my card cam down here against every single one of the cards there, and then it just picked the one with the highest likeness. So that was, I'm not going to say I was using proprietary stuff, but that was the most complex part of the code. I really had to do a lot of reading, studying, looking at manuals, looking at a lot of other examples. And then quite frankly, I had to, there were problems about that I had to look at, solve, and figure out. And so, anyway, it was an interesting project. So my point with that is I think I'm going to bring that back in, but only if the interpretation, the image interpretation that I have right now can't read the name, number, and set. And I realize some of that is a little bit redundant, but it is a triple check. If if you can get the name, the number, and the set, then you'll know exactly what that card is, and then the only variance potentially there would just be if it's a foil or not. And I don't know, maybe there's a way, but I don't think I want to spend the time in programming trying to figure out how to teach a computer to determine if a card is foil or not, especially since we have to scan them in one by one anyway. It just wasn't that big of a deal for me to go through and just hit a button to change them to foil. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll get inspired or not incentivized. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say right now, but motivated. There we go. Maybe I'll get motivated one day to try to figure that out. Like maybe I could look at I guess one idea that I would have is you could process the image, look at it, and then look for contrast differences. So you could say, hey, the darkest part of this card compared to the lightest part of the card, what's the difference there? And if it's out of a certain threshold, then it's very likely going to be a foil, because what's going to happen is your foil is going to reflect the light, as you guys have probably seen when I've put some of these foils on there, a lot more intensely than just the normal kind of glossy or matte, or I guess these cards are kind of glossy cards. And so that might be, I don't know, that would probably be the first thing that I would try if I was trying to solve that problem. Going off of some kind of a contrast difference or brightness difference or something like that. So that's a rare. I know we're not really doing anything too exciting from the hits perspective. We are really motoring through these piles, though. I'd say we're probably a third of the way done. And that's if I would just focus and, stop rambling about weird stuff. Dang, the Haughty Jin was almost a good hit there. Didn't quite make it. So far, we've only got that foil swamp that pulling us up to 357. Here, we've got a foil one coming up here, and you guys will see what I'm talking about in terms of the kind of contrast difference that we might see. So, well, that one actually isn't that good. I feel like some of these, this is a really dark foiling. Oh no, it's just a foil. Well, here's another foil. We'll see, maybe this one will be better. Or maybe that idea just won't work. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more defined than... Oh, crap. I forgot to mark that last one as a foil. Now it's all right. Jasmine Boreal of the 7 is the most common card in the set, it feels like. So I guess really what it is the brightness maybe is close. I don't know. A computer can tell that kind of stuff, though. So the computer might be able to know, especially as I... Wow. Founding the Third. That's an uncommon. That's worth $1. Okay. That's interesting. Anyways, what I was saying is the computer really might be able to tell the difference in brightness, and it just might be, very, very clear for it. So I don't know. I'm not going to do it. Not Relic of Legends. Dang, we have $2 uncommons? Add 1 mana of any color. Tap an untapped legendary creature you control. Oh, I see. So that's why. Tap an untapped legendary creature you control. Add. So basically turns all of your creatures into potential mana. That is... Wow. that is one to hang on to and keep. That is insane. Um, wow, we got uncommons that are worth $2. That is awesome. Um, okay, keep moving, keep moving, so we can get through some of these. It's just, yeah, that is just pretty impressive, honestly. Getting a little bit of value. We're eking just a little bit of value out. Of course, it's going to be the uncommon where I've opened, a ton of stuff and you'll only get one. It's like rarer than some of the mythics that are out there, which is just absolutely insane that that's the case, but it's probably going to be true. I guess that's why that card is probably so expensive. That combined with the its ability. So definitely have to keep my eye out for that one. Relic of Legend. This War Leech is just, I'm just gonna say it. This thing is kind of obscene. Really, Wizards? We all know what everyone's thinking. That's just. Well, it's good that they can push the envelope a little bit, I guess. I'm not saying the art is bad. It is very like if I saw that, I would definitely be terrified. And I know that that's kind of like probably what they're looking for there. So it's like you've done well, but yeah, interesting direction to try to go with that. I really do like these stained glass arts. It was cool to get a bunch of foils of them from the collector boosters. Because right there, every collector booster has one of those foil arts. The foil stained glass art for the lands. And, gotta mark that one as a foil. Anyway, and so at least right there you're gonna get $3, whatever they are, $3, $4. I think they'll climb back up, honestly. I really do. I think right now there's a huge flood to the market because everyone and their mom is opening up these Dominaria United collector boosters looking for Legends cards. And so like there's a ton of stuff hitting the market at the same time right now. But I really think that this set more than maybe other normal sets because of that. A lot more people are just ripping them that probably wouldn't. And so we're seeing a big influx. And so I think that the price is, is kind of bottoming and then it'll really quickly kind of jump back up a little bit just because there's so much. This was Logmos. Colossal growth. Okay. I get the talking and kind of lose track of where I am. Anyway, we'll have to see how that all works out. That's just my speculation. I think that a lot of people, and myself even, was kind of worried to see some of these prices for these cards that should be relatively good cards just absolutely hitting the bottom. It seemed like. I'll have to look at my data. I collect the pricing data. I'm building up a historical view, so at least for Dominaria United, I'll know like from the beginning of time. But a lot of these places that you look, you can only get like the last 30, 60, maybe 90 days worth of data. So I started collecting this data. I'll have to go back and look like maybe early August, late July. And so, and from there it would go. I think I was able to get 60 days. Is it 60 or 90? I can't remember. Whatever I can get from MTG JSON. It's a website you can go to get a lot of really good Magic data. Anyway, they have a trailing. Maybe it's 90. I can't remember if they have 60 or 90. I know it's more than 30. And so I pulled all of that, processed it, and pulled them into tables. I didn't process all of it. I should say I processed the data that I was interested in, specifically physical cards. They do apparently track like Magic the Gathering online, which I'll have to double check or look into it. I didn't even know that you could like sell cards through or Arena or no online. It is MTGO, so because I don't think you can transfer cards in Arena. I've never done the online thing personally. I probably never will. If I ever did want to play digitally, definitely I would just do Arena. But I don't know. I don't enjoy Arena as much. I feel like it's just a lot more gamified. It feels cheap, chintzy. I know all the mechanics and stuff are the same, and you can get through games faster, and you can find games faster, and all that other stuff, but I don't know. It kind of takes a lot out of what I feel like I enjoy about playing with Magic. It really takes a lot of that out of it, I think. Kind of the aspect of physical cards and kind of just not having everything on demand. Ooh, here's another Relic of Legends. Nice. If we could hit a foil one of these. I'll have to keep an eye out for that on Tuesday when we open up some more. I also have another exciting thing. Maybe I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. For those of you who know who Rudy from Alpha Investments is, he did a sale a little bit earlier. It was just kind of a random sale. I'm not sure if he was just trying to collect some capital for his, more recent investment. Wow, I hope I'm not putting him back in the wrong pile sometimes or whatnot. But he did offer some Brawl decks, and so I picked up a set. I thought it was pretty interesting. Was it the absolute cheapest that I could get from anywhere? No, I think that he was, maybe $5-10 above like the cheapest listing on TCG Player or eBay or whatever. But I don't know. As much as you may like or dislike Rudy, I think that at least from what I've seen, and I have done quite a bit of business with him over the last year since I've become a patron, I haven't ever, nothing has not been as described. Like, he's not selling fake cards. He's not, you might argue at the prices are raw because he's making tendies by holding on to these things for 5, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. But when he sells stuff, you're getting what you buy. And especially in this day and age of scams and, people trying to look money and taking advantage and inflation and everyone's just barely trying to make it, knowing that at least you're going to get what you pay for, I think is just a huge deal. If I wanted to, I would have 100% confidence I could leave this box sealed up from the post office, never even look at it, mark it on the outside, know exactly what's in there, and there's no doubt in my mind that that's what's in there, so that's what I like. Say what you want about the guy and his theories and all the other stuff, but at least he's an honest deal. He's an honest businessman. Again, everyone can complain about prices or whatever, but he's honest in the sense that you get what you pay for, and you know what you're paying for. There's no switching baits. There's nothing like that. Actually, I bought one of his Rudy kits, his 6.9 anniversary kits that just went on sale last night. I was able to get one, and really excited about that. I think it's going to be super fun. In full disclosure, I did list it on eBay for $1,400. So these things were $700, $699 really, and I just thought, you know what, if someone is willing to double, is 2x my money, as Rudy says, then I am just going to take that. And I like Rudy a lot, actually. I'm really looking forward to opening that. I only bought one box, and I bought it 100% with the intention of opening it up here on the channel. But I think even Rudy would admit that if someone can 2x their money, then I think that's reasonable. That's a reasonable financial decision to make. But anything less than that, and I figured, I'd rather just open it myself, and it'd be cool if we get one of these hits, if we can get a case of something or several cool packs, or maybe just one cool pack of an older Magic set, or really, I don't know. I have no idea. We have a little bit of an idea of what's going to be in there, but I think that there's I think that there's still going to be lots of little surprises that he hasn't talked about in his videos. So, anyway, that's just my theory. We'll never know until we start opening them. That was a foil. All right, guys, we're kind of getting down to the bitter end here. Thanks for hanging in there with me. If you're watching, I doubt anyone is watching, but if you are, I appreciate your view. And if you want to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell for me, that would be absolutely fantastic. And you can know when I'm going live, or if you ever decide you want to get some, that one was a foil, some cheaper magic cards or something like that. I really try to be lower than the current value. I figure I can take a little bit of a hit. So this is actually a list card from AFR, so I'm going to stick that somewhere else for now. But yeah, I really try to keep my pricing down because it's more about the content than I'm not making money on these. Like, in fact, I think there's a lot of boosters that I have up that are like $3 or something that honestly, I would be losing money on those, especially after shipping and stuff like that. But shoot, if I'm gonna open cards anyway, so if I only have to pay $2 a pack instead of 4 or 3.5, okay, we did get that one. And did I mark it? We'll mark it as foil. And just help me offset that cost a little bit. That gets me some content. It gets you guys some good cards for cheap. And to me, I think that seems like a win-win all around. So I need to go through and reevaluate. I know that the prices have continued to drop, and so some of them really aren't that good. And I'm going deeper into the red on some of these things, but I have hope. I have faith, and we'll just keep on keeping on. Another one of these war leeches. Hero's Heirloom. That's freaking nuts about those relics, though. A $2 uncommon card. That's like the Shadow Apostle or Shadow Apostle. I can't remember what it was. That Double Masters had that black card. I think it was Shadow Apostle. That was $2 or $3. So kind of cool to see that in here. I'm really interested to see how the prices for this set change over time. In fact, I'm sure someone else already does this, but I'm thinking about doing it with my data and kind of making an index, as it were, a set index. So you just take the 7-day rolling average price of every single card in the set, and then I think just average that across the number of cards in the set. I don't know. I'll have to talk to one of my brothers. He's in finance. He might be able to help me come out with a good metric. But basically what I want to do is create a metric that can be used for tracking just a set overall on how it's doing. Because, every card's going to go up and go down a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And you'll definitely have the big hitters that kind of, that one's a foil, that kind of pull it up or drag it down or whatnot. But I don't know. It would just be interesting to see that kind of comparison on a little bit of a larger scale, just to understand the health of a set and understand how sets change over time. Like, a lot of people talk about, well, numbers start out high and then they go low and blah, blah, blah. It would be nice. And I'm sure a lot of people have already pulled and done statistics and numbers and all that other stuff like this. I definitely am not indicating any way whatsoever that I'm the first person to do this, but I want to do it for myself. Number one, because I have the skills and the ability, and number two, because I think it's fun. It's a hobby, guys. It's all part of the hobby, especially when you start talking about the financial aspect of Magic. Again, I don't do Magic because I think I'm going to make loads of money. I just find it completely fascinating, as I think many people do. So, all right, guys, we really are getting down to the bitter end here. We've got like four more bulk cards to get through, and then we will get to the good hits. And we did get a few good hits. You've been staring at that timeless Lotus all morning, as have I. We got to mark that one as a foil. So we'll definitely scan that one in here. Almost there. And then we should see that total going up. So this was, like I said, about a half. I think I opened, well, what is there? There's 30 in a case, or in a box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, no, that was about exactly half, because it looks like there's 15 left in there. So 74 bucks was what it was last week. So we'll see if the prices have really continued to drop down a lot on us or not. So here's that Timeless Lotus. It's going to be like a $20 hit. Yeah, there we go. 24. I know that one's come up a little bit. It was only like 21 when we scanned it earlier this week. So it's nice to see those averages coming up. And we'll stick that one all the way over here in the most expensive bracket. Plaza of Heroes was $8 or $9, I think. And that is holding strong at a $9. An extra $1 if you get the foil one. So a nice little premium there. So let's see here. So this is bulk. $2, $4, $8, $10. Okay, well, somewhere out here is where that one would sit. And nice. I feel like these have come up too. I feel like they dipped down. The foil ones were always doing good, but these ones had kind of dipped down and they weren't doing so good. What is that for? Okay, so we'll stick that one there. That was Sulphurous Springs, right? Yep. All right, Jaya, Fiery Negotiator. $6. Slide right in there next to our little Sulphurous Springs buddy. And we are quickly ramping up in price now. We got the Leaf Crowned Visionary. I don't remember where this one sat. Oh, that is not bad. Not much. Like this, when the price of the foil and the non-foil is so close, that tells me that this is just a good card to have. At least that's what it feels like. What does it say? 2, 4, 8. Oh no, it's only 7. We got a lot of flies. It's the time of the year where all the flies come into the house. All right, Caves of Koilos. Yeah. See, how maybe that Sulphurous Springs itself is just was always one that has tracked a little higher, because I feel like these were about $2 before. Temporary lockdown. Yeah, another $2 one, $2.65. Not bad though. I mean, our we're halfway through the box. I think the box has cost me $1.15 or something from Rudy. Wait, did I get the sets from Rudy? I don't think I did, actually. I didn't get them from Rudy. Sorry, Rudy. I ended up getting off someone from eBay who was just a few dollars cheaper, who I have done business with before. And, you know how it is. I'm sure there's no hard feelings there. I don't need to sleeve this up yet. Let's get it on the block. Aether Channeler. Another little $2 smackaroo. Slowly creeping us up. And it looks like overall prices may still have dropped on us a little bit, because I can't remember. Actually, that Horde Master might be one that... Okay, well, we're at 73 and we've got one card left, and I think the Horde Master is... Well, let's scan them. I always get ahead of myself. I think this one was like $6 or $7 at least, too. Oh, $4. Okay. Well, really, I mean, I know absolutely that we were at 74 last week. And so 425, 2, 4. Stick us in that category. So 77 come up. We've come up a couple dollars since the beginning of the week. Hopefully we continue to see that. I really think that extra $3 is from this Lotus. It went from 20 to, what did we say, 24. So that's exciting. Let me go ahead and double check something here. Okay, so 56. Okay, so we're still good. I just want to make sure I'm going to hit the right button. Come on, baby. All right, so I have cleared out the queue. We can see that that price has gone away now. Thanks for watching, guys. That's going to wrap it up here. I know it's been a bit of a stream. Hopefully you guys had a little bit of fun there. 45 minutes, probably realistically could have gotten through that in like 15, 20 minutes. But we spent some time tweaking our code and chatting and whatnot. We'll try to get a little quicker in the future. But thanks for hanging out, guys, and we will... I cannot end like that. I have an ending that I've done for a long, long time. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this one, guys. If you haven't already, please smash that thumbs up button for me like I know you can. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my next great video comes out. In the meantime, keep collecting and stay happy.